Welcome to Agent Spotlight. Today we are talking to Ryan Kirby with Kirbyville Homes out of the Keller Williams Seminole Market Center.
Hey.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to have this conversation. It's a follow-up conversation for us after last year's conversation.
Yeah, it was about this time last year, I think.
It was right at the beginning. Absolutely. So let's go back. Tell us about how long you've been in real estate.
So in July, it will be 5 years.
Wow.
So about 4.5 years we've been going strong.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been awesome.
Yeah.
A journey, but an awesome journey for sure.
And so tell us who makes up your organization right now?
So right now, there's just 3 of us. It's me, my wife Allie, who is kind of in the transaction management role, and then a friend of ours from college that we've known for going on 9 years. He was working for Keller Williams in Tampa and then just decided to join our group about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
Yep, so Roger Madrazo, he's our buyer's agent.
Awesome. So it's the 3 of you.
Just the 3 of us, the 3 amigos for
now. What was it about building a team that was important to you?
I think I got to have kind of I started on a team.
Okay.
I started as a single agent, and then worked for maybe 3 weeks in the office before I met Troy Walseth. Got started on Troy's team, learned so much about the business and, what it can do for you and for your family and your friends. And so I've always kind of, I always wanted to be the leader, right? Like the captain of the football team and, always involved. And I was like, one day I'd like to be able to, build a cool life like Troy. And, and I wanted to do it with people who I knew care, right? Because like in real estate, I think that's the most important thing is just caring. And then just someone who has a work ethic. And Roger, like we worked together bussing tables back in the day.
Yeah.
And those Fridays, Saturdays, game days are just crazy busy. And Roger and I would like just have the whole place spotless in a matter of 30 seconds. So I knew the work ethic was there. I knew cared about people. So that was kind of the foundation of building our team. We're still looking to grow. It's just trying to identify the right talent and at the right time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And why build that team with Keller Williams? What was your decision about doing that here with Keller Williams?
I honestly, I've never been anywhere else, so I'm a little biased. But when I first got into real estate, I think this is important. A lot of people get into real estate and it's just a complete career change. I was working in the corporate world doing IT staffing and driving to Tampa every day. It was just a pretty monotonous job. I learned a lot from it, but I got into real estate, quit my job right after we bought our house, and my wife was pregnant, and we were like a month from having our first daughter, Kinley. So I got in the business with kind of my back up against the wall. I had a mortgage to pay, I had a baby due, and I was like, which brokerage is going to give me, train me the best and get me rolling quickly? So I did some research, Keller Williams. Talked to Tracy at the Seminole office and just really enjoyed the culture there and just have never felt a need to leave. Right. It's been like a family.
So what tools are you currently using? What Keller Williams tools are you currently using that is helping you and your team to reach your goals?
The 4-in-1's the biggest tool.
The 411?
Yeah, Troy had me on that when I was.
You went really high tech there.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not very technical, but it's always in front of you, and you're able to break it down however you want. So Troy and I used to do quarterly, and that's kind of how I focused when I'm coaching our agents. Mm-hmm. So the 4-in-1 is probably the most significant tool that I've seen really grow our business. We have 55% of our sales last year were from past clients or sphere of influence. So we do use Command. We don't use it for all of our prospecting, but for our sphere and for our past clients, we've got their birthdays and anniversaries and just kind of staying plugged in through that tool. And it's, super easy to use that. So those are probably and then just obviously the leverage of everyone at the office and in our organization. So that's probably the 3 tools that we're using the most right now.
So the leverage of everyone in the office,
Yep.
the 411, what was the third one?
And just like the command, the ease of like just setting up like your database with anniversaries and stuff that you just don't really want to think of every time.
So using those features that just continue to remind you.
Exactly. Absolutely.
And I was joking about the 411 not being technical yet. It's the thing that holds you. It is. I mean, I tried to do it digitally for a while. I completely ignored it. When you have that piece of paper that truly breaks down what your goals are quarterly, weekly, what activities have to be done today to move forward towards that goal, it really truly does keep everybody on the same page, literally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And like business and personally, you know, you can have one with both, or you can have two separate. But yeah, it's definitely helped me balance, you know, because when I first got into real estate, like trying to figure out a work-life balance didn't exist, and it was unfortunate because we just had our first daughter.
Right.
But now that I've gotten to just soak up the tools and the knowledge from Keller Williams, my work-life balance is incredible. Like I can tell you, last year we had the best year we'd ever had, but I was at home with my family way more than I've ever been. So it was really cool.
Was that COVID or?
At first, yes. Like, you know, we shut down the office. We were working from home, and it was great because we had just bought a house in February. So we were able to like spend some time there, get some projects done, spend some time with the girls. But then it just became like, you know, we've been doing this for a little bit too. So like our systems just became more relevant, and we were able to just kind of have a more streamlined business. It wasn't like all over the place where the last couple of years where you're trying to figure it out, you're bouncing from one wall to the other. So it's been a lot of family. We went on a couple of vacations recently after, you know, things have lightened up a little bit. But yeah, 2020 was awesome year for us. I mean, terrible year for a lot of people. And it was great because another Keller Williams thing is the culture. So we were able to give back to our people and help any way we could. So 2020 was an interesting year for us, for sure. Like
I haven't heard a lot of people call it like this fantastic year, although I know our agents have experienced that. So I love that that's your perspective.
Glass half full, right?
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of bad things happened in 2020, but I've also heard a lot of really awesome stories about things happening. So, you know, it's just perspective, like you said.
And what you said, though, is so important because we take it for, I talk to agents all the time who are tapped out at their capacity. They can't do anymore. They have put everything they have into it, and they have a fantastic success, yet they have no time for vacations, for those types of things. So you said it was your best year ever. What in this 5th year of business did you achieve?
Well, technically it's fourth.
Fourth year of business.
So
going into the
we did 45 units, $12 million in volume, which I think in 2019 it was, I think we're at a little under 9 or right at 9. Yeah, so definitely an improvement there. This year, our goal is to do 20 million, and we're pretty optimistic about it. The year started off pretty strong. So, but yeah, last year, like I said, a lot of it was from past clients and referrals, which Troy told me when I first got started. He's like, hold on until like year 3 or year 4. That's when things will get a little bit easier. And he was right, the guru. Yeah.
Well, yes, Troy Walseth. You keep referring to Troy Walseth, exactly. And he's a great model to follow in that as well. You mentioned, though, that what created this opportunity for you is that you put the systems in place that helped you perpetuate that business, those referrals, stay in contact with them, and also relieve you of the remembering every step along the way.
Yeah, absolutely. We, like yesterday actually, and the day before, I spent, you know, several hours in my car delivering little pop-bys. It was popcorn that my wife made with her mom, and it just said, we just want to pop by and wish you a happy Valentine's Day. We love your support and appreciate you. And we brought that to all of our, you know, clients, and we got to run into a couple of them, which was great. And then the ones that we didn't run into would be texting us, and it's all about, I come from a PR background, right? So it's all about just building that relationship and then just staying at top of mind like we talk about here. And so it was, again, my business model and Keller Williams really aligned, and we just try to do that the best we can. So it's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you said your goal for this year is 20 million.
Yes.
What are you doing this year to take that up a notch to hit that new
That's a great question.
Level?
Great question. So our average price point last year was like 265. And we know that we need to do as many transactions, but just improve the price point. So we moved into a new neighborhood, and we built our last neighborhood. That's where we farmed. So we're going to just kind of implement those same strategies. The average price point in our new neighborhood is probably around 500, 600,000. So just after time, we think that that's going to improve. And then I think I was telling you, we've got a lot of new construction work coming up that we think will, add to the overall volume.
Right. Yeah. Awesome. And that's all about mindset too. Just making a decision that's a different price point that you're going to be into. And all of a sudden you can do the same number of number of units and hit a higher volume. Absolutely. Or increase that.
Yeah, the average price point, and then everyone goes home a little happier too, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Thank you, Kristen. Fantastic. I appreciate it.
I so appreciate this conversation with you.
It's always good to see you.
Absolutely. And I'm going to be watching you and your team.
All right.
The Curb Appeal team.
Curb Appeal Homes. We're coming for you in 2021.
That's right.
Watch out, Troy.
We're watching you. All right.
Thank you, Kristen.
Thanks so much. Thank you so much for joining us for Agent Spotlight with Ryan Kirby. Tune in March to hear from the Lockhart Walseth team.